Greetings, Redheads. Thank you for joining me in another episode of your favorite show, the one, the only Reds View. Of course, I am your gracious host, Jay Red, checking in. Once again, it's on, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that you chime in. Before I begin this video, let me make sure that I go live on Instagram. And boom, we are live on Instagram. So we are live, direct, and in full effect. We are live, direct, and in full effect, like Umar Johnson does. We are live in effect. See, look at me. I'm messing up already. We're live and direct in full effect. All right. But anyway, yeah, make sure y'all join in, man. If you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, which is youtube.com/ResView. Um, let's see, we got Instagram up, we got Facebook up, and we got YouTube, man. Make sure that you hit that like button or the dislike button. It is all good as long as we get some traction to help the channel grow and get more viewership up. You know, you already know how we do, man. We have a lot to discuss tonight. And usually, like I said, I go on live Tuesdays, every Tuesday usually, or Wednesday. It happens, you know, sometimes things get in the way, but 8:30 Tuesdays. And man, we got a lot to talk about. Like I said before, hopefully everybody has been having a good start of the week so far. You know, it's only Tuesday, but man, we got some days ahead, and I'm already looking forward to the weekend. But I also was excited about tonight's show because it's a lot to talk about as usual, man. It's a lot going on, a lot that has transpired since last week. And of course, we're going to cover a lot of that this week. So, like I said, I need to see if you're watching this on Facebook right now. Let me see those likes. Let me see the hearts, whatever emojis y'all want to use. And if you're watching this on YouTube right now, hit that like button. Shout out to Goat816. Shout out to Maya. Shout out to Ashley Carver. Shout out to Jalitha. Everybody that joins in on the chat groups, in the chat, make sure that you chat and be a part of the discussion so I can post your chat and we can have an interactive conversation, ladies and gentlemen. But man, like I said, it's a lot to cover. Drake, Soldier. Shout out to Alex. Shout out to Alex Dean. He released a book, man. He released a book that everybody needs to check out. And make sure, Alex, that you drop the I don't know if you could drop the link right here, but make sure you drop the name of it so people can see it in the Instagram chat. But yeah, man, we got a lot to talk about. And like I said, the first thing that we're going to talk about is Drake. But before we get into that, I have to send my deepest condolences to legendary wrestler Sid Vicious. R.I.P. Sid Vicious, man. Sid Vicious passed away. I think he had some health issues. I'm not exactly what they were. I read them, but I don't want to misquote it. I believe it was cancer, but RP to Sid Vicious, man. WWE and WCW legend. Grew up watching him. Actually saw him live wrestle one time. Pretty cool guy, man. You know, I saw him wrestle at Jackson State. Actually, he was in the AAC, and I remember him, Rikishi, and Buff Bagwell, and there's a couple of other people that was there. But man, yeah, I used to love seeing some of his matches and everything like that. He went by Sid Justice, Sid Vicious, Psycho Sid, all that stuff. So deepest condolences to that legendary wrestler. So let's get into the main topic of what we're going to talk about tonight. Drake. That's right. Drake is crashing out, y'all. I'm gonna just keep it a buck, keep it a thou wow. Your boy Drizzy is crashing out. That's all that I can say about it. Like, so over what was it last over the weekend or what? I forgot what day that was. Anyway, Drake released 3 songs. All right. Drake has this thing where he is putting it like so. The concept or the project is 100 gigs for your head top. Now, I thought it was just going to be one release, but 100 gigs is actually multiple releases. He's dropping content and new music. I don't know why he's dropped. Now, let me know in the comments. Did he drop another 100 gigs? It's all through his website, but is it another 100 gigs of content? I haven't sat and watched any of it. I mean, I've seen clips of it, but I'm just not going to download it. It's a cool thing that he's doing for his fans. However, when I say that he's crashing out, he's scrambling, don't know what to do. So what happened is he hinted at a round 2 with Kendrick Lamar. You know that the battle is over. Drake got smoked, but he hinted at another battle with Kendrick Lamar. Now, he released some more footage. He even released his verse that he was working on for the DJ Mustard track. What was that? Ironically, what was the name of that? Who Do You Love? He released some content of him recording the Migos verse. And he released, like I said, a couple of songs. Now, one of them in particular is called what is that one? I lost it. No Face. No Face. Okay. So No Face, let me show y'all what he talked about. Hold on, no, not that one. So it says that Drake appears to address former collaborators who turned on him in new song called No Face. Okay. I'm not gonna play the songs because I don't want to get a copyright infringement, of course. Let's see. Let me see where the lyrics are. How many funeral dates they plan for me, and I dodged it like a truck. Okay, he rapped that. All right. It's something in particular that he said. So he said, ninjas got lit off the features I skated on. I gotta know how you get lit off the ninja you hated on. Numbers untouchable, they got the data wrong. This is the moment I know they've been praying on. What a try knock the boy off, but F it, I'm staying on. Okay, so people felt like that was a shot towards Future, Metro Boomin, everybody else, you know, Rick Ross, everybody. Oh, keep sending me slaps, keep going crazy. 40 keeps saying say it's time to be patient. It's so many people, we turn the tables. Capo got plans, but we'll just save it for later. Okay, is this the same song? Okay, do. Don't shoot the messenger, fire. This is the one right here. He said, I'm just happy ninjas who envied and held that ish on got a chance to finally show it. I'm over the moon. Yeah, we'll see you boys soon. We'll see you boys soon. Now that got everybody talking, and it scratched a little closer, to Kendrick, right? So that was just part of it. But then it kept going on. All right. So on his Finsta account, now a Finsta account is pretty much a burner account, but I don't know how it's a burner account if you know is that the right term for it? Because I know a burner account is the people who have big accounts like they're celebrity, but they don't want anybody to know that's their account. It may not have as many, of course, it's not going to have as many followers and stuff. But his burner account or Finsta account posted this in the story. All right, it said round 2. So if you're looking at this, it says Drake backtracks after teasing round 2 with Kendrick Lamar. All right. So it says, is he retracting his claim or hiding his hand after throwing rocks? All right. So basically, this is what he posted. All right. Fair use, by the way, fair use. So it's a gun and it has 2. The dude holding the gun, I don't know what movie that's from, but it says 2. Okay.
I'll put it in the front page, back page, middle page, wherever. Headliners, column 1 or 2, we will win game 2.
Okay. So you see what that said, okay? In the beginning, he had 2 guns, and then it said 2 at the bottom. And this is on his Finsta account in the story. And then this is Rasheed Wallace, I believe. Yeah, this is Rasheed Wallace years ago.
Wherever. Headliners, column 1 or 2, we will win game 2.
Okay, boom. So you see that. So man, that got the internet going crazy. Everybody was like, "Oh, Drake is hitting that around 2. Around 2 is coming. Laker for life. Shout out to you." So we're gonna act like he didn't casually drop 3 hits. We'll get to that. The songs are okay. Well, let me get to that first. Okay, the songs are okay. Academics said it best. They're not bad songs. They're cool songs. They're not bad. It's just that we're expecting, and I quote academics on this, we're expecting finals Drizzy, and we're getting playoff Drizzy. He said we're expecting like the final, like, you know, we're used to slaps by Drake, like that are those number 1 hit singles. Those number 1 hit singles that we're used to hearing. That's what we're used to. We're not used to stuff that is just like, it's okay, cool. These songs, like the last 3 songs he did, those are forgotten about. Nobody's talking about those songs. And then we're gonna not talk about, the only reason people are talking about these songs is because people feel like he's getting that Kendrick. But anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. So he put that hinting at around 2. Let me let everybody know, and I've talked about this, I think last month. Drake does not want a round 2 with Kendrick. I don't think that, I believe what Drake is doing, the reason he posted that is to troll. Drake is just trolling, ladies and gentlemen. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. Drake is trolling. If you believe that Drake, first of all, think about this. Why would Drake want a round two with Kendrick? Nobody wants to see that, maybe besides his hardcore fans. But why? What logical sense does that make? Because y'all, well, not y'all, but some people, and I'm talking to Drake fans, y'all think that Drake didn't lose, right? Drake didn't lose, CJ. Drake didn't lose. So why, if he didn't lose, why would he be asking for a round two? No, a winner don't ask to run it back. Losers ask to run it back. Winners don't say that. If you done won a championship game, do you say, "Oh, that was such a good game. We had a great battle. Hey, man, let's run that back." I even saw a Negro say something like Apollo Creed wanted to run it back with Rocky. He didn't feel. I'm like, so y'all using an imaginary movie? Is that what we're doing now to justify that? Drake does not want that. I believe that Drake is trolling because it keeps his name out there. Drake doesn't know what to do right now. I'm telling you that. But I think that he's just trolling. He did the same tactics with the whole Kendrick Lamar beef, initially. He was just trolling. He was doing a lot of trolling. Now he did deliver on music, but he was doing some trolling in on social media. He was commenting. He made a whole trolling song called Tailor Made Freestyle, all in his actual Instagram stories, pushing the red button, all the cartoons, all the foolish stuff, the movie quotes, and all this other stuff. That's what he's known for now. Drake acts like a 25-year-old with all this trolling. You know what I'm saying? So I don't believe he's doing this. Why else would he take it down? Oh yeah, round two. It ain't gonna be no round two. He sees what people say, and he runs with it. It wouldn't even be smart, like I said, because that would let people, even your fans, know that you feel like you lost. And for his fans, right? They claim that he's so unbothered and he's unfazed and he's moving. Why does he still troll about the battle? Why is he still getting now? Of course, we all knew that Drake was going to be throwing subliminals. Now, to be fair, Nas and Jay-Z did the same thing. Not Jay-Z more so. Jay-Z lost the battle. He put out Super Ugly, and we thought that was the end, but he put out the Blueprint 2, the actual song, getting at Nas, and it went unnoticed. Nobody cared. Because you dropped Super Ugly. You knew that it wasn't a good song. Nas didn't respond. So why would you keep going? That's why people ignored it. So the whole thing is, why would you want to do another round two? And let me know in the comments, would y'all want to see a round two? Would y'all really, really want to see a round two with Kendrick Lamar versus Drake? And let me show y'all this right here. This was interesting because I would feel the same way. Kendrick ain't interested in no battle. His childhood friend, from my understanding, took to his followers. I can't stand these commercials, but if y'all can see this, he says, nah, because somebody said, will he splash him? Meaning, will Kendrick Lamar splash Drake? Nah, we leaving the Canadian alone. Everybody just working at this moment, so stay tuned. So Kendrick is not worried about that. Why would he be? Kendrick has been doing nothing but victory laps, not saying anything. Think about this. The only thing Kendrick did, posted Not Like Us, it's still massive, still going crazy everywhere. Did a video and did a performance. That's all. That's it. Academics and people have been creating scenarios saying new Kendrick is on the way. Kendrick ain't said nothing. But Drake, as much and as he continues to open his mouth, he's making it worse and putting out this music and all this other stuff. Drake is spiraling. And I asked this question to CJ a couple of weeks ago. I said, would we get 100 gigs for your head top? Thank you for that heart. I see you on Facebook. Thank you. Shout out to you. Would we be getting 100 gigs for your head top? All this content to make us remember who Drake was and how great he was and contributed. Would we be getting all that if he didn't lose the battle? I don't see Drake doing this at all. I see Drake continuing to put out music, but official releases so he can top the charts. Now, the songs that he dropped last, what was it, the week before last, those cracked the charts, but they didn't crack the top 10. They didn't go number one, and that's very unusual for Drake. Very unusual for Drake. Shout out to Twan Perkins. You said Drake needs to retire for 5 years. That's a lot. I've heard Dot fans say they were dope. They're cool songs. They're just not, put it like this. Post Pusha T beef. We got Nonstop. We got God's Plan. No, or did God's Plan come before that? We got Scorpion, which was full of bangers. We got a bunch of stuff. None of these songs are even on the same level, the same wavelength as any of those songs. Like I literally listened to those songs and didn't have to listen to them again. They weren't bad. They were cool, but the fizz is gone. Like the I've heard a lot of people say this, that they can't listen to Drake the same. Now, Drake, his catalog is untouchable. It's undeniable. His past hits, he's great. Right now, no. And Laker for Life, who is playing these records? I mean, they're getting some streams. They're cool. They didn't crack the top 10. That's why he's releasing them at the rate that he's doing. He knows that he can't top Not Like Us. There's not, and I quote me on this, Drake cannot release a song that's better than Not Like Us at this current moment. He can't. It's just impossible. It's impossible. You say you're just not the target audience, and that's okay. Oh, so now it's a target audience thing. Well, guess what? Not Like Us didn't say, hey, I got a target audience. No, it's for everybody. It's for everybody. Drake is supposed to be for everybody. Now, like I said, he's serving his fans, but he's putting it out. He's putting these music releases out, but he wouldn't be doing this if he didn't get smoked and Not Like Us. But back to the point. Talk about round two, Laker for Life. What you got to say about round two? Nobody wants to see no round two with Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Drake has already got smoked. And like I said, I think that the man is trolling because he knows that that's going to keep the name out there. And he's going to get people like myself, academics, all the popular pages out on social media, hip hop media talking about it. Because indirectly, that still is a good look for him because we're still talking about him. See, I think the thing he doesn't want to do, Antoine, is go dormant. He doesn't want to do that. He don't want to go dormant. For one, he can. I've done a whole video talking about his record deal. He can't do that. He can't go dormant. The other thing is, if he goes dormant, that's another way of admitting defeat. When he put out the Heart Part 6, he did not in a million years think he was going to get the reaction that he got from everybody. He thought that he was going to sway the opinion and say, oh, ha, I got you, Kendrick. We fed you all the false info. You fell for it. And he thought everybody was going to be on his nut saying that he won. Nope. He went in defense mode and it was a wrap. It was a wrap. Not Like Us is still going, ladies and gentlemen, and it's not dying down anytime soon. But like I said, if Drake really won, why in the world is Family Matters not up there? And why does he hint at a round two if he's really going to do it? But say that he does want to do a round two. If he releases a diss record towards Kendrick and Kendrick doesn't respond, that's going to be doing more bad than good. Drake, you were the last one to put out a record. Kendrick Lamar stopped. He stopped. Now, you don't like the way it went, but hey, it is what it is. But like I said, he's not interested in, all those subliminals in the songs and stuff like that. Musically, I agree that Drake needs to take a break. I said this going on 10 years ago. I've said this since Views, right? But I think now it's more evident than ever. And I want him to, but I know that he can't. But he don't want no more smoke. And if he did, Kendrick would smoke him again. Kendrick still has rounds of bullets that he recorded. Keep in mind, from my understanding, he had like a damn near whole album of diss tracks towards Drake. Drake don't want that. That would further make him look bad. But it's making him look very desperate. See, because I see the narratives all online when people talking about Kendrick is dragging this out, even though he ain't say nothing. Kendrick needed Drake to get back to the top, and Kendrick is milking this whole thing. It looks like Drake is milking this whole thing. If it's forgotten about, if it's not phasing him, why in the world is he still going at people? Why is he going at why is he going at them? Still talking about the people that envied me, they hated on me and now they wanted to speak up and I'm gonna see y'all soon. He's only doing that to build up traction, to make people like myself report it and make fans speculate and keep his name circulating out there. That man don't want it. Not at all. All right, so you said round two, Drake will win. Only because we all know the narrative Kendrick will go with. If Drake exposed some dirt on him and if Kendrick goes with the same narrative, bro, yeah, but look, he won't win because nobody cares anymore. Literally, the only people who care are his diehard fans. I'm not even talking about the casual Drake fans. It's over with rap battles. Let me tell y'all something about rap battles. Unless you're talking about Murder Mook versus somebody, you know what I'm saying? Daylight versus somebody where there's an actual referee, those underground rap battles, freestyle battles, those are the only ones that have rounds and all that stuff y'all talking about. But high profile beefs, high profile rap battles, there ain't no coming back from that. The victor is the winner, and we don't do that. We don't do that. Like if you lose, unless the winner, I would assume, like if Kendrick started it back up and then they did it again, maybe. But Kendrick would have no reason to do that, and Drake would look foolish trying to go at Kendrick again because he's so beneath you. But why would you give him that much power over you by going back? You don't go back to rap beefs. I mean, rap battles. Now beefs can keep going on, and y'all do subliminals and stuff, but the grandest stage that they had, ain't nobody about to be like, oh yeah, I want to see it again. No, Drake lost. He lost. It's no coming back from that. I'm sorry. You said Kendrick needs to release the Hard Part 6, his own version. Drake tried to stop Kendrick's series. Yeah, he did and failed. That's why he removed it from his Instagram. You said so no one cares, but if Kendrick dropped a new beat song, then all of a sudden, no, I wouldn't. No, it would make no sense for Kendrick to do that because then I would say, okay, Kendrick, you doing too much. I would say that. Like I was hoping that Kendrick didn't respond back to the Hard Part 6. Drake defeated himself on that song. It was no reason for Kendrick to. Why do you think Kendrick didn't respond? Kendrick has stuff in the tank. He didn't need to. Drake defeated himself. It's a wrap. So no, we don't care about that. If it drops, will people listen to it? Yeah, but it's not going to have the same impact that it did the last time. Jay-Z and Nas never went at it again. NWA and Ice Cube didn't go at it again. 50 Cent and Ja Rule kept dissing each other, right? But it wasn't a whole track dedicated to Ja Rule after 50 Cent smoked him. It wasn't that. Ja Rule didn't make a whole diss record towards 50 Cent after that whole beef. Nobody, because it's a wrap. Move on with your life. Something Drake can't do. And I know why Drake can't do it. Let me sympathize with Drake. I know why Drake can't do it. And y'all know why Drake can't do it. Drake can't do it because of stuff like this. Joe Budden, you were right. Joe Budden was right, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Budden predicted this, and boy, oh boy, did it happen. The HBCUs are playing not like us. The HBCUs are playing not like us, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to my cousin. Shout out to Alan. You said Drake is dead. Is a dead man walking. Jay-Z didn't lose. Full of Flavor. No, you tripping. Jay-Z did lose. Everybody check out Ethan's Rise on Amazon. But yeah, like I said, Joe Budden was right. Joe Budden was 100% right. Not Like Us is being played everywhere. Now, for those who don't remember, Joe Budden, when Not Like Us had dropped, Ish and Melissa Ford and all those folks were on there, right? Forgive me because I forget y'all's names. But they were partying, and Joe Budden said Drake better thank God that it's not HBCU season. Remember he did that? He did, and they got up and marched around. What he meant was, you better be lucky football season at HBCUs isn't in full effect because they're going to play Not Like Us. Now, some people thought it was going to die down. That's what you thought, Laker for Life. You probably thought that too, that Not Like Us was going to kind of die down. The buzz is going to be going, oh, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Not at all. Not at all. These bands, Alabama State, it's been some other ones too. But one thing that I thought that was real, like, messed up, and I can't lie. I can't lie. I thought this was messed up. My alma mater, Jackson State University. Now, keep in mind, Jackson State just went on tour with Drake. I remember in 2009, Homecoming, Drake came out on the field. That's when he was first blowing up. We have a connection with Drake because Cortez Bryant, that's Lil Wayne's manager, of course. Lil Wayne is Young Money, which Drake was a part of. So he got that Jackson State connection. Let me show y'all what Jackson State did. The Jackson State band that Drake just took on tour. Let me see y'all. Let me show y'all what they did. So Jackson State played They didn't play Not Like, I don't think they played Not Like Us, but they played Euphoria and BBL Drizzy all together. Fair use. The first one is BBL Drizzy. Let me show y'all this. This is at the Battle of the Bands. BBL, fair use. Shout out to my alma mater. The best. This is the best. We're called the Sonic Boom for a reason. We're the best band, period. HBCU best band, the best band, period. The hottest band, especially in the South. So that was BBL Drizzy, and look what it goes to next. Superpowers get neutralized. And then this is the beautiful part. Oh man, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. So beautiful. But yeah. So not only is Not Like Us playing, but bands are playing Euphoria and BBL Drizzy. Whoo, man. Oh man. Side note, Drake just mentioned Jackson in a recent leak song. Yeah, of course. Let me address that. And I was one of the ones saying Drake, nah, and a lot of Jacksonians, Jackson State alumni, we said, don't use us, Drake. Keep that between you and Kendrick. You lost that battle. Don't try to come back to our culture. You know, we don't owe you anything, Drizzy. We don't owe you anything. Shout out to you, but don't get us involved. Yeah, he did that. A lot of people feel like he did that for a reason because he knew that was going to happen. So yeah. And you said, but he dropped 6 dope songs and hasn't mentioned Kendrick one. He's insinuated going at Kendrick. That's not moving on, my brother. No, sir. He's still going at people that went at him. It's supposed to be over. Now, those he's still even on the Sexy Red song, he rapped over the BBL Drizzy beat, meaning that he's fazed by it. Moving On is making completely different songs that have nothing to do with nothing going on. No subliminals, no nothing. You're moving on. No, he has not moved on. You don't move on and you're still doing subliminals. No. But yeah, Joe Budden was right. 100%. Not Like Us is massive. I think it just dropped to number 4. It hasn't left the top 5 since it debuted back in May. Ladies and gentlemen, we are almost in September. September is going to be this weekend. August 31st is Saturday. So yeah, we're about Labor Day is Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, it's September and this song is still in the top 5. Hasn't left the top 5 yet. It's not about to stop. The more HBCUs and other bands that play, I'm just talking about HBCUs. I don't know about any other bands. PWIs might be playing it too, but I'm sure they're playing it at NFL games because Alabama State, they played the song at a Braves game, I want to say. So the buzz isn't finna die down. It's about to keep going. I told y'all the only time I see it kind of maybe dying down is going towards maybe like Christmas, maybe. That's when you might see it dropped in the top 20, top 30. But I don't know at this rate. It's going. No subliminal, just talking his ish. Nah, no. We ain't doing that. That's why you put the laughing emoji. No, don't do it. Do not do that, brother. I know you know better than that. But anyway, yeah, y'all pray for Drake, man. Pray for Drake. I'm sure mentally he don't know what to do right now. The man has taken a massive L. Every time somebody plays that song, that's an L for him. And hey, man, a spade is a spade. I know y'all try to come up with different scenarios. I saw academics say something today like Kendrick paid $350,000 for promo. First, it was Kendrick had bots. Academics let some white boy come on there and lie about receipts that were false, about Kendrick paying for bots, which was a lie. Now academics claims that Kendrick spent $350,000 on promo. Shut up and take the L. Hold the L. Damn. But you know what? I can't even blame you because Drizzy hasn't moved on from it. So how can I expect y'all to move on from it? But yeah, you say he's not over it. Shout out to Karma P. Shout out to you. Yeah, he's not over it. I keep saying the same thing. He's not. Laker for life. You're not holding up a good argument. How has he taken L's when he can still say, "Oh Lord, sell out arena. This isn't real. People don't care as much as you think." Yes, people do. If people didn't care much of what I think, how come his songs are not in the top 10? How come he's not number one? That's unusual for Drake. Usually when Drake drops a song, it goes number one, or at least in the top 10. Now, I'm not saying that he can't tour. I never said that. I never even said his career is over. I'm just saying that his career isn't what it used to be. And I felt like because Kendrick put stomped the mud hole in him, it had a lot to do with that. But people already had Drake fatigue anyway. But I feel like Drake has been on a downward spiral, even that predates Kendrick. But yeah, he'll always be able to sell out arenas based off of his old catalog alone. But no, like people are tired of Drake and Jackson State play. Come on, man. Like for them to play Euphoria, that says a lot. But anyway, that's enough about Drizzy. Let me get into some politics. All right. So the past couple of episodes, y'all have seen me talk about my criticism towards Kamala Harris, the Democrats, Donald Trump, everybody like that. So what happened recently? Charlemagne checked Plies over Kamala Harris. Now, of course, I put a little emphasis on the title for engagement, of course, just like everybody else does. But what took place, Plies, and I want to play the video, but he cussed so much that he kept dropping the F-bomb in every sentence that he had. So basically, all Plies were saying was that people criticize or question Kamala Harris, but they don't have the same questions for Trump, which is false. Everybody knows Trump lies, his get down, but at least Trump will go up and lie. Kamala don't talk about policies and everything. So he made a video talking about that. And Charlemagne had a response for it. Give me a second to pull it up. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me. And hope y'all Breakfast Club don't give me a copyright strike from this. But this is fair use. Fair use. YouTube, this is fair use. Breakfast Club, this is fair use. Okay. So with Plies, like I said, he said that why are we questioning Kamala Harris and questioning the black woman? I can't stand what Plies is doing, by the way. But anyway, let me play you what Charlemagne's response was. Fair use.
Plies is absolutely positively wrong. If people are asking questions, that's great. I don't even know why Plies is making this a black woman versus black man thing. This isn't about black men and black women. It's about elected officials and potential voters. The whole point of campaign season is for candidates to go out there and explain to the American people why they should be the one in charge of this country. Votes are earned, not given. And they are earned through you going out there and explaining yourself. Vice President Kamala Harris has to go out there and explain her agenda and why she's the person for the job. Former President Donald Trump has to go out there and explain his agenda and why he should be the person to get his job again.
Facts. Fair use.
Or get the job again. I don't understand Plies or any black person for that matter telling black people to just settle. Just accept whatever the candidate is giving you. Don't ask any questions.
Yeah, but
just
they've
vote.
been doing it.
They don't
Facts. So yeah, I feel Charlemagne a thou wow, 100%. Now, to be fair, Plies didn't just say, hey, why are y'all not like Kamala shouldn't have to answer any questions. He was trying to use the whole thing like, why are y'all so critical of this black woman, but not so critical of Donald Trump or asking him the same questions? Well, I'll tell you this, Plies, because the Democrats say that if you're black, you need to vote for Kamala Harris. That's why. Donald Trump doesn't say that, or the Republicans don't do that. We're getting shoved down our throats, right? Unwillingly, that the Democrats is black. You're not black. Joe Biden even said, hey, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. To Charlemagne on the Breakfast Club. I know y'all remember that. So that's the reason why it seems that black folks aren't questioning Donald Trump, because we don't want to vote for him. And if she's the option, she should explain herself and why we need to vote for her. And Lauren LaRosa, which by the way, I feel like she's better than just hilarious. I was vouching for Jess Hilarious, but Lauren LaRosa has been a great addition to the Breakfast Club. I think she's very naive to some things, and it's kind of cringe a little bit, but not. She at least she's has a journalism background, came from TMZ. I think she went to college and all that. So shout out to Lauren LaRosa. But anyway, you know, she was just saying, well, because she's a new kid on the block and all. No, she's vice president. She's vice president. And if you're running for presidency, we should be able to ask you questions. But the reason it looks so one-sided is because Trump, y'all paint him out as the racist and he's all this. And even though he is, it's like, I'm not voting for him. So why should I vote for Kamala Harris? Well, if you don't vote for her, then Trump will get in office. That's not a good excuse, because as far as I'm concerned, we're messed up either way. Republicans aren't giving us nothing. Democrats aren't giving us nothing. Trump ain't giving us nothing. Kamala isn't giving us nothing. The only thing that I can say that Trump did say is black jobs, which is directly talking to black people. Kamala and her team ain't talk about nothing with black folks. All they're saying is, hey, we're going to do stuff for America and everybody can benefit from it. We're not, she told us out of her own mouth she's not going to do anything for us. So why in the hell will we vote for her? That makes absolutely no sense. Absolutely no sense. So Charlemagne was right for, and one thing I like what Charlemagne has been doing is being neutral, even though he has been, it feels like the Breakfast Club is more left wing. It feels like they're more democratic. It is what it is. And I'm not knocking anybody for, their political party that they're a part of. I'm just saying, if you want my vote, you need to come with some policies. That's it. You said not a Trump or Kamala supporter, but do you believe the notion that a non-vote for Kamala is a vote for Trump? You know what, Laker for life, and I'm not taking this out on you. I hate when people say that. That literally makes no sense at all. So if I don't vote for Kamala, that means that it's a vote for Trump, meaning also that if I don't vote for Trump, that's a vote for Kamala. That don't make sense. If I don't vote, I just don't vote. And that is insinuating that Trump is ahead of Kamala. The reports keep showing that they're toe-to-toe. Now, I think this cap, but if they're toe-to-toe, that doesn't mean that if I vote, like, people, I don't know who came up with that logic, but that don't make no sense. And I'm not, Laker for life, you my homie. I'm not taking that out on you. I just don't like that question. It irritates me. It's cringeworthy when people say that. Because if I don't vote for Kamala, that means that it's a vote for Trump. But what if I don't vote for Trump? Is that a vote for Kamala? That makes no sense. But anyway, all Charlemagne is saying is that, hey, if you want the vote, the black vote, which the Democrats keep saying, then it's okay for us to ask questions. How come we can't ask questions? They're supposed to be explaining themselves without us saying anything, but to go off what Plaza's saying. The reason it looks like people are, getting on Kamala so much and all that is because she's being promoted as black, which she's not black. She's not. And for those who think that she is, y'all need to slap yourselves because she's not. Her dad was born in Jamaica. That's his nationality. But he is not black. He's Jamaican, just like a white person who's born there is Jamaican. That man is East Indian. He's East Indian, just like Kamala. And one side of his family had owned slaves. I think he's mixed, matter of fact, with white and East Indian. But just because you have a little bit of a brown skin, that doesn't mean you have East Indians with brown skin. Do you call them black? The Democrats are running this narrative that it's a black woman to shame us into voting. That's all that it is. You said, just to play devil's advocate, here in the South, one thing about white folks is they're going to vote red regardless. They always support their own. That's not true. That's not true. Hillary Clinton got the popular vote over Donald Trump. Joe Biden got the votes over Trump last time. Georgia was blue. Remember that? So no, that's not true. That's not true. White people are going to vote for who they feel like will provide tangibles for them. Asian people will vote for who they're going to feel like is providing tangibles for them. Everybody else besides black people vote based off tangibles and policies. We're the ones like who just vote straight up. And Lyndon B. Johnson said this. It's like, hey, I have these Negroes voting Democrat for the next 80 years or 200 years or something like that. So yeah, But shout out to Charlemagne for checking them. Now, let's move on. The Democrats, did they use Beyonce for viewership? Now, what am I talking about? Okay, so the DNC had 3 nights back to, was it 3 or 4 nights? I forgot, back to back. And the last night, if you remember, TMZ came out with a report. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all remember TMZ came out with a report. And what was I doing? I was DJing that night, matter of fact. And they said that Beyonce was supposed to be performing or making an appearance. No. They said she was performing. For the rumors for the day was that either her or Taylor Swift was going to make an appearance, but then TMZ put out a full report saying that Beyonce was performing. Beyonce didn't perform. And boy, I laughed my ass off. I was just thinking like, so y'all use Beyonce. That's all that it was. People were making excuses, and then, TMZ had to come out and say, our bad, we made a false report. But y'all knew what y'all were doing. The Democrats threw that name out there because they know Beyonce's influence, and they wanted the viewership for everybody to tune into what the Democrats were doing. That's all that was. Because I saw some people saying, hey, I'm just watching this because I'm ready to see Queen B. I'm ready to see Beyonce hit it on that stage, all that stuff. They did that because they're desperate for viewership. That's what that was. And I thought that was so foul. It was so foul and so childish. Y'all really didn't have to do that. Beyonce never confirmed it. And to be honest, I don't think that Beyonce, now I know that she donated, allegedly, right? She donated to the Democrats or Kamala Harris, but Beyonce ain't finna show up and do no performance. She ain't finna do no performance for Kamala Harris. No, I believe she would have did it for Michelle Obama. Man, Beyonce wasn't showing up. So the Democrats, y'all tried it. Y'all really tried it, but y'all did that for viewership. Nothing more, nothing less, for sure. Shout out to everybody who was watching on Instagram. Shout out to everybody who's watching on Facebook. If you're watching on Facebook, let me know that you're in the chat. If you're watching on YouTube, of course, let me know that you're in the chat. We got people up in here heavy. Now, let's move on. So Dr. Umar appeared on a podcast recently, and it's been making its rounds on social media and stuff. But I'm gonna say this: I follow Dr. Umar on social media. I've been listening to Dr. Umar for the last 8 years or something like that, or really 10. Shoot, it's been like 10 years because I've been out here 10 years. So, but Dr. Umar is on point most of the time. But every now and then he slips off and says stuff that I disagree with. And shout out to Ashley Carver. The ace is here. But I disagree with Dr. Umar on this one. Dr. Umar says that hip hop has been detrimental to the Black community, meaning that, and he also said hip hop has pretty much done more bad than good to the Black community. Let me pull up what Dr. Umar said on this podcast. Give me just a second. And it was real interesting. People had their different opinions, different takes on it. But hold on, let me go and pull this up. Bear with me for a second. Okay, one of them I'm not gonna play because he was doing a lot of cussing. But fair use, by the way, fair use, of course. Here we go. All right, so listen to this discussion. Fair use.
For me to say, oh, hip hop in 50 years has made sure that Black people now are respected. And no, that's never going to happen.
What has it done for the people?
It gave you listen to hip hop music and you were inspired at some point, no?
Nigga, I'm leaving.
We're moving. We're literally, we're moving goalposts.
It ain't done shit in 50 years for the community. It made individuals rich, and that's it.
It then gave jobs to. It then gave jobs to.
It gave a couple jobs. The drug dealer giving out a couple jobs too.
Okay, so let me know what y'all feel about that, but we're gonna keep playing it.
But the drug dealer is the drug dealer is essential to the Black community in the ghetto.
Okay, he got a point with that too, as far as some drug dealers actually do get back to the community, matter of fact, but let's keep hearing it.
You can't tell me that somebody grew up in the hood.
Hip hop ain't done shit concretely beneficial to the Black community.
That's
me
incorrect.
Fashion. The
that's
first
incorrect.
thing out of your mouth was fashion.
I gave you fashion and you started yelling over me.
What
but
else?
then also then Then there's
And by the way, this dude ain't really making a good point going against Umar because he's talking about fashion, but I get what he was trying to say. I just don't think he delivered it correctly.
technological advancement. Podcasting, for example. Look at all the black people that now have access to jobs and ways to make money due to that. We're still talking about rap. We're still talking about cinema. We're still talking about these camera operators, these new people coming up with
new real concrete for you.
Which all those people have careers because of hip hop. True.
I just made it concrete.
No, it wasn't. That was all bullshit.
No,
give me a relevant institution that hip hop built in any community, anywhere in America in 50 fucking years.
I just told you.
No, you didn't.
I told you.
Okay. So let me stop it right there because I know Umar's going to do a lot of cussing. But this is the thing, man. Umar's whole thing is hip hop hasn't done nothing for the black community because they haven't built institutions. They haven't built any banks. They haven't built any grocery stores, all that stuff, right? While Umar does have a point with that, my question to Umar would be, okay, what about R&B music? Do we look at R&B music as in the same light as far as R&B singers should be building institutions, R&B singers or rock, rock stars? Let's take it out of the black community, but country singers and rock and alternative, are those musicians and artists, as rich as they are they responsible for building institutions for their kids? Because my whole thing is that hip hop has been beneficial to the black community because it gave urban street kids that normally, the whole reason hip hop was created is because we weren't accepted. Black folks weren't accepted. You had to be a certain type of a black person to get inside of a club. It came from the streets. So it made a whole bunch of people who were drug dealers, could have gotten the drug game. It gave people who had solid talent money to be able to employ other black people as well. And I don't think that it would be nice, of course, if institutions were built, right? But I don't think that I hold Diddy and Jay-Z and all of them accountable for not having institutions like Umar's trying to say. And I get what he's trying to say. He's not wrong in the way he feels. However, just to say that hip hop hasn't been beneficial to the black community at all, when it gave thousands of people, you know what I'm saying, and millions of people an opportunity to create podcasts, like Dude was saying, to create fashion and all this other stuff, that still employs black people. Now, of course, one thing that Umar was saying too, and I'm not going to play that clip because he was doing a lot of cussing and stuff like that. He was saying that the Jews run hip hop. Umar said that the Jews run hip hop. That's not true. That's false. Want to know why? Now, the Jews, the Jewish people, they own the companies. They own Hollywood and the music industry. Very true. Hip hop culture isn't the music industry, though. Hip hop culture isn't the music industry. Hip hop culture has a branch of music that runs the world, right? That's the most popular genre. Now, are the record labels responsible for putting the music out? And do they have a say-so in all that? Absolutely. But there's a new kid every day that has a new TikTok dance or made a song that'll go viral that the record labels run to sign, but that moves the culture. There's a kid, another Kanye out there who designs sneakers or whatever, that is an urban kid that will eventually become a millionaire or a billionaire because they run the culture, right? We run the culture. You can't have somebody, one person controlling the whole culture or all that, you know what I'm saying? Because it came from foundational Black Americans. Jewish people run the music industry that hip hop happens to be a part of. But just to say that they run everything, no, the Jews aren't writing their raps. And there's a new rapper every day that could have the potential of blowing up or will have the potential of blowing up. So the Jews don't have control over that. Now, are they responsible for some of the content and all that? I get that. But just to say that they run hip hop, no, they don't run hip hop. They don't come up with all the new fashion trends and designs, because 5 years from now, folks will be riding, doing something else. Oh, who is this? Jamie Stevens? You said, shut up. Why don't you make me? But anyway, no, they don't run it. Right. Now, like I said, they run the record labels, they run all the record labels, but just because hip hop artists are a part of these labels, that don't mean that they run hip hop. That would mean that there's a standard that is implemented that everybody who's just starting to rap and everything. Now, people follow trends and stuff like that, but the Jews aren't in these households of these future rappers and stuff like that, because the youth comes up with the new trends and stuff like that. When you see trends, those are mostly people who are young coming up with that, who aren't even signed to labels. So I disagree with Umar on that. Umar, now, like Dr. Umar, the institution things and stuff like that, like I'm asking, like other artists, are they responsible for opening up institutions and stuff like that? Because I just don't feel like because they didn't open up any banks and all this other stuff that means that it's not beneficial, because it took a lot of people to go on tour with those rappers. Like if I put my team on, if I have a whole black staff, that is giving back to the black community because it's employing black people. Now, it's not going back to the hood and getting every single black person, but it's giving black people opportunities. So it has been beneficial, because if hip hop wasn't here, what would happen to all those urban kids and stuff? Now the thing is, I do agree that it has been detrimental to a degree because of the images, the gangster rap, because Umar was making some points with that, the ratchetness and all this other stuff. It has contributed to some destruction. That is true. But just straight up say that hip hop hasn't benefited the black community at all, I think that's reaching, that's cap. I can't sit here and co-sign that. But as far as the gangsterism and the slut rap and the drug use and all the other stuff, I agree that has been detrimental, but it didn't make every black person do that or participate in it. But Jamie Stevens, I want to see who you are, what you look like. You telling me to shut up. I want to see who you are. Comment again so I can roast you. But anyway, that's how I feel about that. Now let me move on to Cam Newton. Cam Newton creates broken homes. Did y'all see that? Cam Newton creates broken homes, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Cam Newton appeared on no. I think that was his podcast. And the lady, what is her name? Y'all help me out in the comments. I forgot what her name is. Dr. something, I forgot. But Cam Newton basically said that, he doesn't desire to get married and has, different kids by different women. But let's look at this. This is fair use, by the way. Fair use. Let's listen to what Cam Newton has said about this. Oh, you know what? Oh, okay, here it is. My bad. Here we go.
Situation, and I think that I'm not high functioning.
What situation?
Okay, so I'm not married. I have beautiful children.
How many?
8.
By how many women?
3. And this is the kicker. I want more.
By multiple women? What's the intent?
I just want God
by your wife?
I just want God to bring them.
Oh, okay.
My desire to get married is lower than my fear of divorce.
Thank you, Dr. Bryant.
As you had said, Dr. Bryant, you said it. I didn't say it. I will agree. I'm just taking my time.
You're not taking your time.
I am, though.
You're being very action-based. You're not taking your time.
I'm taking.
Now, this is the time she's digging into him politely, but she's starting to dig into him.
In my time.
You're being very action-based. You have 8 kids with 3 different women.
Yes.
You are creating, procreating, and multiplying. That is not taking your time. You're being very selectively active. Okay? So you're creating, in disclaimer, the kids are innocent. They are beautiful and amazing. Anything I say has nothing to do with them babies. But you.
And she has the chain on that says Dr. Bryant, by the way. Fair use.
You are proactively choosing where you want to be active at and where you want to take your time. You want to take your time in having a wife because of your own fears. But you will, and I say this with all respect and love, what I'm about to say next, okay, Cam? But you will selfishly create broken families, even if you're in their life and you're a proactive father, and I believe you're an amazing daddy. I can only imagine with just your presence and knowing you. But these families are still broken. Every child cannot have Papa in the house with them. So some child, if not all will end up with some kind of deficit without daddy being there. Now, you chose to do that. I'm not saying you sat there and woke up one morning and said, I want to be selfish today, so I'm going to go make a baby. Not saying that at all. But those are selfish acts at the expense of your fear. And
all right. And I'm not gonna play everything, but that's pretty much what she said. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. I think that it's very selfish for a man to have multiple kids by multiple different women, not in the same household, and out of fear of getting married, or you're fearful of getting married, but you can't expect your kids to turn out. Now, I mean, it's not saying that the children won't turn out okay, but I'll say this loud and proud. It takes a man and a woman to have a family with a well-balanced child. The father and the mother need to be in the household, period, to create a well-balanced child. Now, I didn't grow up with my dad in the house. For some years, he was there. My parents ended up getting a divorce, right? That affected me. It affected my brothers. And I'm sure it affected a bunch of people who had parents that were divorced or never even married, you know, but it's truthful. That is being very selfish because you're bringing a child into this world in an unbalanced family. Now, I don't care how much money you have. And like she said, I'm sure he's a good father, all this stuff, right? But Nick Cannon the same way. There's no way on this earth that I would be having 12 women pregnant. DMX, it's a bunch of rappers that have done it too. Y'all remember too, Shawty Low back in the day. I forgot what year that was. But on Oxygen, he was supposed to, and I think they shot the pilot for it, a show called All My Baby Mamas, but the black community went in on that and it never came out. I think Al Sharpton had talked about it, but thank God it never came out. But it is selfish. It is very selfish, and Cam deserved that smoke that he got on there, and it was in a politeful way. And I'm assuming she's a psychologist, right? Says Dr. Bryant. So I feel her 100%. She's 100% right. Now, this is the kicker. On the other side, it goes the same with women because there's a lot of women out there. I ain't gonna say a lot. I've been seeing some women out there that will say, I'm at a certain age now to where I want kids, but I don't need to have a father. I want to have kids, but I don't necessarily have to have a father involved in it. Like I could just have the kids by myself. I could store my eggs and all this other stuff. Guess what? That's selfish too. That's just as selfish as Cam Newton. Now, I'm not trying to beat up on the ladies, but the same thing can be said about single mothers too. If you're willingly wanting to have kids without the father involved, that's pure selfishness. Pure selfishness. You can't expect somebody to take you serious if you got a child. And purposely, some women wish their father, the baby daddy, didn't dip off on. You know what I'm saying? Like they need that help, but you want to be able to raise a child by yourself. Money, it don't matter what the money. Money is very essential and it's important, but I would rather have a child with poor people, both parents, that can at least combine their money together for the betterment of the child than have a child without a father or a child without a mother. Period. And you need to be in that household. Now, this is a difference. Like if Cam Newton had all of his baby mamas living with him, he didn't marry any of them, but if they all lived together in the household, or you had polygamous relationships, polygamous marriages, whatever the case may be, if they're Nick Cannon too, if all of them were in the same household, that's different. Because dad is there, dad is working, but you have the mothers that are there, and y'all have your own utopia right there. The mothers are there, and then the children are there. They know their siblings. They all are in the same household. It's this big mansion. I don't have anything to say about that. But if they're living here, this person lives here, you know, that's unbalanced, and that's detrimental to the child. Coming from a child that was grew up in a single parent home. That's me and my brothers. You know, now I have a close relationship with my father, and he was involved in my life for sure, but I didn't live with my father. You know, I think what grade was I in? Second grade when my parents had split up. So yeah. So I agree with her all the way, but that the same thing can be said about those single mothers out there. Sounding crazy as hell, talking about, yeah, I want to have a child without a father. Are you serious? Nobody should want to raise no child alone. Nobody should want to do that. I've seen people do it, and that's not good with no type of support, period. Because they're not even talking about child support, because some women will say, okay, well, at least I'm gonna put his ass on child support. These women are talking like, damn the child support. I don't need nothing. I got the money for it. but you're still raising them by themselves. And without a dad to have that masculine energy, that's detrimental to the child, period. Not saying that they can't be balanced growing up, but it's really, you need that. You need that. I grew up needing my dad and my mom, and I'm going to do that with my family. Shoot, me and my fiance, we're going to be good. Trust me on that. But anyway, chime in. Let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. Let me move on to Uncle Luke. Have y'all seen Uncle Luke? Now, it's funny because him and Tariq Nasheed have been getting into it. Tariq has been roasting him. Luke has been, it feels like he's a Democratic shill. I ain't going to lie. But anyway, I'm not even getting into that. I'm talking about Uncle Luke with the female rappers. Now, Uncle Luke says that female rappers of today owe him a check. Uncle Luke said that the female rappers of today owe him a check. Now, we're talking about the popular female rappers like Sexy Red and Glorilla and all these people. So check this out. Fair use, by the way, but this is what Uncle Luke had to say, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out.
Hey, Spice, I need a check from Sexy Red. All the fucking girls, Megan Thee Stallion, anybody that's running around shaking their ass. Male rap is on some shit right now. I'm sorry. The females are winning. They're doing everything that I did. I'm still waiting for these girls to send me a fucking check. I need a check from Ice Spice, who turning her around and dropping it like it's hot and doo-doo browning. I need a check from her. I need a check from Sexy Red. That Red, my friend. My man Stan. Shouts out to Stan. Stan the man. I don't need a check from him. That's my dog. That's his record company. All the girls, Megan Thee Stallion, anybody that's running around shaking their ass, talking about pussy and dick on the record, y'all need to send me a check. Send me a check. Just stop by with the check and say, thank you, Uncle Luke, for allowing us fighting, going to the Supreme Court, allowing us to be able to say what we're saying on the records. And we're whooping these men right now because we're doing our thing.
All right. So what Uncle Luke was getting at, if those who don't know who Luke is, it's Luther Campbell, a part of the 2 Live crew. He had was it Luke Skywalker Records or something like that? But he's pivotal in what NWA had did too, as far as the freedom of speech. The FBI or the government tried to get his stuff banned. He's one of the reasons for the parental advisory stickers, I want to say. So he was fighting the Supreme Court because he had a lot of explicit content, with the whole women shaking their ass thing. So Luke did pave the way for these women, like the Trina, even before that, the Lil Kims, the Trinas, all that degenerate stuff that you see with these women doing the prostitute rap. Luke brought that in. Now, whether positive or negative, which it was negative, he made it possible. True. But they don't owe him no check, though. They don't owe him a check, because if they owed him a check, that means that they would have sampled his music. So because he was going to the Supreme Court, making it free for you to, you having the freedom of speech to talk about shaking your ass, popping your pussy and all that stuff, shaking your booty, that is supposed to be a reason for him to receive a check from you, saying, hey, thank you, Uncle Luke. Nah. Now, should Luke get his flowers for that? Yeah, but he already did get his flowers for that. People salute him, but it is what it is with that. Now, like I said, if he's getting sampled from them, if he's getting sampled from Ice Spice, Sexy Red, and all them, cool, right? But no, if he ain't getting sampled, no, he ain't. I wouldn't give him no check. Sexy Red, get your money. Ice Spice, get your money. All that stuff, But they don't owe him a check, And a lot of OGs, we should take care of our OGs, but to be honest, that ain't nothing we should thank him for. Come on, man. Luke is the reason Freaknik got shut down. If we're being honest, did y'all see the Freaknik documentary? Now, I was too young to go to Freaknik. I'm a late 80s baby, so I grew up seeing stuff. But with Freaknik, it didn't start getting filthy and degenerate until Luke got there. Luke is the reason really why Freaknik got shut down, if we're being honest. And if Luke wants to say, hey, I'm responsible for y'all winning right now, look at the content. Now, of course, we've had trap content, drug dealing content, gangster rap content too. So I don't think that people should be saying, hey, you should owe me a check for that, but you can salute them saying, hey, if you do want to salute them, you could sample them to, break them some bread. But, social media has been clowning Luke with that. Luke, I don't know if the royalties are running dry or whatever. I learned some stuff about Luke over the course of a couple of days. I didn't know he lost his record label to some white Jewish man or something like that. But yeah, Luke is looking sad out here. He's been going back and forth with Tariq Nasheed. It's been hilarious. Tariq been getting in him. But yeah, Luke, sit down, man. Them girls don't owe you no damn check. And if you want to say, hey, I created this degeneracy, all this slut prostitute rap that you see right here, to where these women can go here talking about my pussy pink, booty hole brown. That's me. Hey, knock yourself out, Uncle Luke. But no, they don't owe you no check. Sit down. Sit down. The last thing I want to cover, Juvenile. Juvenile claims 400 Degrees sold more than Jay-Z and Nas albums. Now, in case you've been hiding under a rock, Juvenile has been making his rounds, talking with Manny Fresh, doing interviews and all that good stuff. Now, Juvie appeared on a podcast. I'm not sure exactly which one it was, but he said he claims higher sales give him best rapper title over Jay-Z and Nas. All right. Let me see what he said. A hit is a hit. You don't have to be the best rapper. Some of the best rappers can't make a hit. That ish don't mean nothing. The best rapper in the world don't mean nothing if you ain't got no effing hits. Ninjas always talk about, man, Nas, Jay-Z. Okay, who sold the most records? I think that counts, right? Okay, here it is. I don't know why I read all that. Listen to this, though, ladies and gentlemen.
You're right about the up north, and yeah, some of those cats, man, they got their own definition of what they call hip hop.
Fair use.
Southern hip hop we don't fit the bill in certain parts.
Lyricism,
They don't know me. That's why I always say, oh, you don't know me very well.
Yeah.
I could turn it up, I could turn it out. I do what I want to do. Like, that's the difference. Like, a hit is a hit. You don't have to be the best rapper. And look, man, some of the best rap, they got some motherfuckers go rap they asshole.
Come on, man.
But can't make a fucking hit. That shit don't mean nothing. The best rap in the world don't mean nothing if you ain't got no fucking hits. Like, go check the numbers. Niggas always talk about, man, Nas, Jay-Z,
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, who sold the most records? I think that's what counts, right?
Yeah.
Let's not go off let's just do numbers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's see who sold the most records on each solo album. Let's go just pick your best Nas album, pick your best Jay-Z album, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna take 400. And you tell me who sold the most on that solo album.
I'm taking 400.
I'm just telling you. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Numbers don't lie, man. And I always tell cats, like, when they say about this cat, this cat did this, he did that. Yeah.
All right, so that's enough. So Juvenile saying, hey, 400 Degrees sold more than a solo Jay-Z album and a solo Nas album. Now, that's true about a Nas album. Jay-Z, not so much, because I believe that Volume 2, In My Lifetime Volume 2, sold 6 million, I want to say. 400 Degrees sold 6 million worldwide, because a lot of people go straight to Billboard and they look up those numbers. But the thing is, I always count worldwide sales, because you got to look at what the RIAA said, which is the Recording Industry of America. They're going to give you how much they sold in the United States. They're going to give those albums how much they were sold in the United States, but they don't give you worldwide sales. But yeah, worldwide, 400 Degrees sold more than any Nas solo album. Worldwide, 400 Degrees, I don't know if it sold exactly more than Jay-Z's In My Lifetime Volume 2. I don't know the actual sales, but in case it did, Juvie has a point. However, you don't always want to go straight off of album sales. Let me tell you why that's dangerous. Because if we go straight off album sales, that means that Eminem is the best rapper of all time. Do y'all agree with that? If we go based off of album sales, that means Eminem is better than Jay-Z. Eminem is better than Juvenile, Lil Wayne, Nas, Ghostface Killer, anybody, Outkast, anybody you could think of. If we go by just record sales purely, that means that Eminem is better than everybody. That also means that Vanilla Ice is better than a whole lot of people. I think Vanilla Ice went diamond off of an album. That Juvie never went diamond. Outkast didn't really even go diamond. And one thing I wanted to point out what Juvenile has said is that Juvie was saying, I'm not talking about just so, let me see. Let me go back. Let me see if I still got what he said about that. Give me a second. Listen to that. Oh, you know what? Nah, it went to the other one. But anyway, Juvie has said that double disc don't count. And I agree with that too. When a double disc comes out, because he said that he would have went diamond if 400 Degrees was a double disc, because if he sold 6 million, the other record, the second disc counts as another album. So that means that you would have to multiply that times 2. You know what I'm saying? You have to add that to it, and that would mean that he sold 12 million records if that would be the case. So with Outkast's album, The Love Below, right? Speaker Box Love Below, that actually sold 5 million, 6 million, but they said, it went diamond because it was a double disc. And even though it's packaged as a disc or an album, it's still 2 discs. And the RIAA had said, okay, well, it's 2 albums basically, so we have to count that. But no, if I went to the store and bought that double disc, that doesn't mean that 2 of me bought that. That means that 1 of me bought it. So I get his argument right there, but it's dangerous to talk about the sales because certain rappers who you feel aren't better than your favorite rappers could say, hey, I sold more. Record sales do matter 100%. But if we go straight off of record sales, that means that MC Hammer is better than Jay-Z then. Because I think MC Hammer went diamond off one album. So yeah, I get Juvie's case on what he's saying because Southern rap does get overlooked when you're talking about the Nas's, the Jay-Z's, and Wu-Tangs. When you're looking at all these top 20, top 40, top 50 lists, 100 greatest rappers lists, they always put the Southern artists. Some Southern artists make it on the top 10, of course. They're always going to say Outkast or Andre 3000. They're always going to say Scarface. But you'll start seeing stuff like Mobb Deep and Raekwon and different people who us in the South didn't grow up listening to. Now, of course, Nas for sure, Jay-Z for sure, but you'll have somebody like Beanie Siegel over T.I. or something like that. Like, no BS. You'll see that. So I get what he's saying, and Juvie is one of the dopest rappers of all time. He created Back That Ass Up with Manny Fresh, and that is a Negro spiritual. So I get him. You should put some respect on his name, but I can't agree with him all the way saying that, okay, the record sales determine everything. But I feel what he's saying, but I can't agree with it all the way because that could be dangerous because you would say MC Hammer, Eminem, Vanilla Ice, different people like that sold a whole bunch of records. And because it sold more than a Nas album, that means that they're the better rapper or something like that. So, yeah. But I get what Juvie was trying to say, but I can't agree with it all the way. But anyway, y'all, hopefully everybody has been enjoying tonight's broadcast. Had a lot of fun. What you say, Laker for life? But when does numbers start to matter? Music is all based on opinion. Numbers don't lie. Yeah, that's why I said it matters, but then it doesn't. Numbers do matter. Let me put that out there. Numbers do matter. I think they start to matter when you do comparisons. However, if you just say numbers are the end all be all, that's something you can't do because it brings the other conversations in as well as the rappers that I just named being better than your favorite rappers. You know what I'm saying? That's when it starts to get tricky, but he's right and justified in bringing up numbers because numbers don't lie, right? But you can't solely go straight off of the numbers. But really, like you said, you can use numbers when it's beneficial to you because Vanilla Ice could say, okay, y'all can call me trash all day and I was a one-hit wonder, but guess what? I sold 10 million. Your favorite rapper didn't do it. He could use that as his advantage. But on the hip-hop side, we'd be like, man, white folks bought that album. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's so many different ways, but you get what I'm saying. You get exactly what I'm saying. But yeah, also, man, if y'all have not, make sure that you get my Rewind EP. Is available on all streaming platforms. Go ahead and get that because guess what? And I'm saying it now. I got a new project that is dropping in October. Got a new project that is dropping in October. I'm excited about it. Starting the recording process very, very soon. So be on the lookout for another J Red EP that is on the way. Got some more events that I got going up. If you're in Atlanta, come out to karaoke night at VOD's. VOD's is in Atlanta. Check me out. I'll be on the 1s and 2s spinning. I'll be at the W this Friday night as well, 8 to 12. And then I'll also be at the W again at the pool from 3 to 7 this Sunday. So make sure you come and check me out. Make sure you come and check me out. What? Ready? Yes, indeed, Ashley. I got another EP on the Wizzy. So be on the lookout for it. Yeah, man. It is going to be dope. It's going to be fire. Production is solid. Lyrics are solid. Song structure is solid. I'm excited about it. So yeah, it's coming. It's coming. October. Don't have an official date yet, but it's coming in October. But yeah, man, hopefully everybody has enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Like I said, subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/ResView. If you're on Instagram, the reason I showcase it on Instagram too is to have y'all want to come over to the YouTube side so you can be a subscriber, because sometimes it get a little dead over there on Instagram because some people don't like to stay the whole time and I can't see the comments on there. So if you want to engage, Facebook and YouTube are your best friends. I prefer YouTube so you can become a subscriber over here. So y'all make sure that you become a subscriber, youtube.com/ResView. Also follow me on all social media platforms at JAYR3D. Again, follow me on all social media platforms, JAYR3D. And man, I had a lot of fun tonight. Make sure that you hit that like button as well. Hit that like button. That is very important for the algorithm. And don't be afraid to drop a comment. Shout out to the replay gang. Maya, I see you. I know you probably be a part of the replay gang that'll play this later. Everybody that's going to watch this on Facebook later, shout out to y'all. And man, I had fun. But yeah, man, got some stuff to work on before tomorrow. Hopefully everybody has a very blessed, productive week. Stay black, stay dedicated, stay out of trouble. And I'll catch you on next week's episode of ResView. Holler. Peace.